This morning, we want to tell you about a chance encounter that changed the life of CBS Sunday Morning correspondent Martha Teichner. Martha writes about adopting a bull terrier named Harry and the profound connection with his previous owner, Carol, who was battling cancer. In her new book, When Harry Met Minnie, Martha was looking for a companion for her dog, Minnie. She talks about the remarkable circumstances that led to the new friendships on CBS Sunday Morning.
Oh, you have your card. Oh, that's a nice...
Suddenly, I spotted an old dog-walking acquaintance I hadn't seen in a year or two and had never seen at the farmer's market. Stephen Miller Siegel with his golden retriever.
I walked up to you and I said, "Hi, Martha, how are you? Where is your other dog?"
A few months before, Goose, Minnie's companion for most of her life, had died.
You said, "I'm looking for an older male because Minnie is lonely." And it was almost as if, like, the heavens had opened up.
Why? Because Carol Fertig, a friend of Stephen's for 30 years, was dying of liver cancer, the result of living practically next door to Ground Zero in the aftermath of 9/11. Nobody wanted her 11-and-a-half-year-old dog, Harry.
She had made me promise that if we couldn't find a home for Harry, that I would put him down, which was an extremely difficult conversation to have with her.
If I'd been standing somewhere else, if I'd been there at 8:45 instead of 8:30, if it had been raining and Minnie and I had stayed home, Stephen would not have seen us. And none of this would ever have happened. Looking through my phone, there are glimpses of Carol.
Beat up by a girl.
As the dog's courtship heated up and visits to my apartment became frequent. We were like mothers playing matchmaker. And long after Harry and Minnie actually fell in love, we kept on playing because Carol and I quickly became close friends.
Carol lost her battle with cancer in 2016, and Harry lived out the rest of his time with Martha and Minnie until he died. Martha Teichner joins us now. Martha, good morning. This is such a lovely story and such an amazing chance encounter, as you point out. Just minutes could have changed how this all played out. Did it change your view of fate?
Well, I've had a number of similar kinds of fateful, right place at the right time kinds of encounters in my life that have made a big difference. So I'm already a big believer in fate.
You said Carol's friendship gave you insight into being open to opportunity. Tell us about that.
Well, not always is it possible, or do we think about saying yes to opportunities that come along and maybe would be easier to just let slip by. And I found myself just almost instinctively saying yes, and I ended up having an experience, a set of experiences that so enriched my life, even though there was sadness associated with it, that I just felt like I had been given a huge gift.
You said that you wrote the book because you didn't want to stop living the story. What did you mean?
Well, it was so concentrated and so meaningful to me, and Carol was such a special person, and the circumstances were so extraordinary that I treasured every minute of it. And I wrote the book because as I was writing, immersing myself back in the story, concentrating in order to write it, it was like I was reliving it and kind of experiencing a movie almost, and I didn't have to let it go. I could just drop back in at any time I wanted.
Yeah, and we don't have to let it go either, because it's all there now in a really lovely book. Martha Teichner, thank you so much. When Harry Met Minnie is on sale today.